Okay, after wasting all that time, I need to check the audio. Hold on. Okay, that was a bit of a waste of time. So, let's ramble a little bit here. Okay. Let's mm, let me try something. That'll work. I'll try that. Okay. Last time it was pretty rambly. It went off the rails multiple times, etc. But this time I'm going to try to keep to a topic, elaborate, etc. I probably go through this a lot, but I guess to anyone who may have been watching or who didn't get to see, uh, we'll talk about. You know what? We'll get into the next GTA 5 update. If it is really going to be mansions and all that, then that's going to be interesting. I wonder what the price of them is, and not some clickbait stuff that people are probably saying. We're going to have to see what the actual price of those mansions are going to be when the update drops. But I'm really wondering what cars they'll go with. I know personally, I know what I would like. A Mustang GTD. And I already know there's probably a lot of people thinking that's a basic bitch answer. But a Mustang GTD is a very nice looking car. And it, it's an insane sports car. Because let's be real, it probably is not a muscle car anymore. I mean, it's muscle car probably by heart, not by actual presentation or not by actual performance. If it was a muscle car, it wouldn't compete. I guess there might be a little weird thing you could say with it, but the GTD is a nice sports car, and or a sporty car, I should say. That would be pretty nice to add. Um, I would like a MG X Power SV. I believe it's an MG muscle car from the 2000s, I believe. That would be pretty sick. Uh, Maybe what would be another good one? There's some really old cars that I was thinking of, but I can't think of their names right now. And I'm saying old cars, like from the 30s, 40s, maybe a few more. I wouldn't mind a GT40, Ford GT40. I wouldn't mind that. That would be pretty cool. Uh, there's many cars. Many, many, many cars. I don't know exactly what they would go for, but now I know what some people probably think and are saying with some of this, but just my take, I think they shouldn't add the Cybertruck. I mean, maybe for obvious reasons, but my take on it is not even just because it's a ugly vehicle. That's not my take about it. I just think there's way better options to pick, and that the Cybertruck is interesting, but I don't think you need to waste the final update car slot with just a controversial vehicle. I think that'd be in poor taste. They do not need a Jeep Trackhawk. I'm sorry. I do not believe in that crap. Uh, I don't think a Jeep Trackhawk would be at all enticing. Uh, I wouldn't mind a Ferrari FXXK. That'd be pretty sick. Um, Pagani Huayra or Huayra. Maybe a hmm. There's many. There's many from the past and currently that would be great options. Also, I think they should add at least a couple more customizations to other cars, and they should probably add at least a few more Benny's options, at least. And FIB Buffalo, I really want that. That should be 100% FIB Buffalo. Viable, not Pegasus, personal vehicle. That would be great. Mm, I know I'm missing a lot more. Maybe a R34 GTR. Mm, maybe even a 2000 GTR. There's options. There's definitely options, and I would go with more interesting ones, but there's too many cars. Too many cars to remember. Literally, probably millions at this point. Even if not millions, it's easily a good number. But I guess we got that out of the way for GTA. Maybe show the whole thing with the Mount Chiliad mystery. They could probably do something with that. That'd be cool and great. Um, I guess release all the unreleased content. Maybe even have a thing to where you can unlock everything that is currently blacklisted or whatever, etc. There's a lot of ideas, but I guess we'll move on to fighting games. I complain and bitch about it a lot, but they really gotta stop destroying character types. They gotta stop destroying character identity, and they gotta stop making every character become just like, they need to stop fixing or buffing and just making characters just all-rounders. That really shouldn't be a thing. I mean, you can have your all-rounder characters, but they should be fitting for the niche of them being all-rounder, not all these characters used to be this, now all of them's all-rounders nowadays. That's just ridiculous. It's always a stupid thing when they do that. Some characters, whatever, and as long as they're not too strong, maybe they're not even a problem. It's just that when they are strong, that's just stupid. Let me move real quick. Okay. It's kind of like characters like Ryu or Guile and grapplers. I don't like the stupid route that they're taking these characters, and especially in Street Fighter. Ryu was supposed to be... he was supposed to be fireball, reversal, and maybe hit you with buttons, etc. Keep you at bay, or sometimes apply pressure. That was his character. Now he's essentially Ken plus now. Maybe he's even a little worse than Ken in some aspects, but it's just like, it doesn't matter anymore because they're just making all these characters just stupid, honestly. You look at a character like Guile, you look at a character like Zangief. They both might be annoying and they both might be quite stupid to play against sometimes. But what is this whole deal with new characters they just gotta have every tool in the book. It doesn't matter if their tools are good. That's not the point. It's just the fact that they have them. Okay. Example. Why does it seem like they hate characters with fireballs or projectiles? I swear every character now has some kind of anti-fireball or just some kind of... they just have an ability to just screw you over just because you decide to play your character. I know there's always been bad matchups, but at the end of the day, I think everyone can agree it's not fun when you can't play your character. that's just a fact. When you can't play your character, what's the point then? Why am I even playing this? And that's the other thing too, is like, if you keep nerfing, if you keep ruining, etc., then what's the point of this wasted slot? Because that's what they are. If they're not that good, or if they don't achieve what they're supposed to be good at, it's a waste. A waste of a slot. Doesn't matter if God tier players can make something out of trash. That's their talent. Everyone else that's just average, or just, you know, they're just casually playing. Yeah, you could sit there and say get better, but if you're just casually playing, or if you're just an average player, you can't milk everything out of the character like a freaking, like someone who's insanely talented. That's just what it is. So the point I'm getting at is, yes, some people probably are still insane with these bad characters or ruined character types. That doesn't change the fact that they probably still don't win tournaments. That don't change the fact that the character is ruined. That doesn't change the fact that they're always at a disadvantage. Unless they are completely outplaying everyone, then there's just factors to it. It's just like this. A drag racing car is not the best car in the world. And a track car is not the best, daily driver. And a daily driver is not an off-roader. Context and scenarios matter. If I'm playing a character that's supposed to fulfill an aspect and it doesn't fulfill it, that's useless. If I have a hammer and it breaks after 2 uses, that means it's useless. Oh, well, you can only do this and that with this hammer. You can't actually just hammer away at everything. Then it's useless. It's not that good. If I can't use it as the hammer is intended, it's useless. And that's what I understand. As much as I don't like grapplers, but if you keep adding all these stupid things to these grapplers, they're not grapplers anymore. They're just all-rounders. Or they're just, oh, give me an easy route to win characters. And I know there's a lot of people that love their grapplers, but man, if a grappler starts getting a fireball or some kind of anti-fireball tech that's real, and that is like a safe option or is like a real option or etc., that's not right. You being a grappler, you have your weaknesses. That is that's what that is. Being a zoner, you have your weaknesses. Being a rushdown, yeah, rushdown's probably like the most like ridiculous of the whole archetypes, but for the most part, they have their weaknesses as well. It all ties together. But yeah, that's my little rant about fighting games. Some things you just can't keep changing like that. You keep changing, you're just ruining an identity or you're just ruining something. But yeah. What else could I talk about? I guess we could. I've always wanted to do a stream where I just dive into each one of my cars or dive into a car and then move on. I don't know if I'll do that here, maybe, but what I do know is I am stacked for the next update, or at least I believe I'm stacked for the next update. Hopefully they deliver on the cars, and I don't want no meme cars, honestly. Next update, I don't want to see a meme car. Unless it's like actually cool with memes about it. I don't want no jokey kind of vehicle coming to the game. I think if it's going to be the final update or one of in GTA 5, it should be on a high note and not no stupid shit. So no Cybertruck. And again, I know what people think about the Cybertruck. My reasons is just because it's not interesting. Not that interesting. Like it's a waste of a slot. Give me a cool car that sounds good. Electric cars, they kind of ran their course in my opinion. I know we got to make advancements in the real world, but that's the real world. I'm trying to feel something when I'm playing a game, and you don't feel nothing if it's just silence. But I feel like no electric cars, and if they do an electric car, it's gotta be nice. Or honestly, no electric cars. To be real, I don't think they should add electric cars in the next update. I mean, some of them are cool and great, but it's just like, nah. I wanna have a good high note. And again, I mean, there was some ideas that I was thinking what cars could be in the game, but there's just too many cars to remember from the top of the head. I mean, like I said, I really want a MG X Power SV. That'd be pretty sick. Ooh, maybe the maybe the 2000s like or late 90s concept Viper. It has the Daytona wing looking shit on it, and I think a splitter. That would be pretty sick. Have a 2000s Viper or late 90s Viper. That'd be insane. Uh, maybe a 2000s. Was it the Ram Daytona? I think at least it was a Ram package. Or it was a Daytona package. I think, or a concept in the 2000s for like it had a Daytona wing on the Dodge Ram, and that shit looked insane. Not just the wing, the whole car itself just looked great. I would like to have that. Ooh, a BMW M3 GTR. That'd be pretty sick. Nissan R34 GTR. Maybe even a 2000 GTR. And I know some of these are probably basic. Mustang GTD. But I don't know. Let me think. An Infiniti Q60 Black Project or Project Black. I think that's what that car is. That'd be pretty sick. Concept car, I think, or very few made or something, but that'd be sick. Maybe some really cool concept car that was never released. Oh, a Chrysler 300 from like the 2000s. That'd be insane. Many, many more. But yeah, I might check something real quick. I'm gonna boot this up again, and I might just get into the topic of my cars, I guess, or just mess around with them. No guarantees. I don't know, I might just do something else, but one of these days I probably will dive into these cars at some point. But I guess there is a little topic thing as well to get on, just a small one. Hold on. I was looking at some comment sections as I usually do here and there. When I look at shit, I guess. And I ranted about this before, and to whoever may have seen the original talks or ramblings, rant, they probably already heard this or heard something similar, but I don't know what it is with people. It just seems like everything is. People look at things in such a weird way now. When I used to play, I'm not that old, but when I used to play when I was younger, you just play the game. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. If it didn't interest you, it didn't interest you. Whatever you liked, you liked. And that's that. At least that's the way I looked at it. I don't understand this whole deal with everyone thinking that there's some kind of critic. The word is gospel. Whatever they say is truth. Like, I don't understand that. And then they get into some, like, in depth, oh, this is exactly, and a breakdown of why this is wrong in this game. And it's like, I think you watched either too many videos or I don't know. I don't know if this is like younger people talking like this. I don't know if this is just weird mindsets that have creeped into people's lives. I don't know if people are just falling off and just going into the deep end of just being washed or something. Not to sound weird, but it's just like, I don't know. There's a lot of cars in this garage people would probably think are weird or stupid looking. And I guess everyone has their opinions and has their taste, but it's not hurting no one. And sure, this might be quite revolting for a lot of people, but you know, some things you just gotta let it be. Like if this didn't exist, I'm pretty sure that would there would be a lot of things that would not occur because of this not existing. And that sounds stupid, or that sounds like, oh, that's a huge philosophical thing for no reason. But no, inspiration comes in many forms, or it comes from anywhere. So that's the thing, is just like, hold on, I just noticed this. Wow. That's sick. I forgot that it actually did that. Okay. Yeah, that's probably some old school shit, but anyways. Um it's like that, yeah, I might be looking at it in a quite a deep philosophical way, but it's like inspiration is literally everywhere. Or you can be inspired anywhere by anything. And this, if this didn't exist, that is a line of inspiration that just probably does not spark anything. And that sounds like, oh, this and that, but you gotta have your sensible and you gotta have your ridiculous. And sometimes you gotta have your downright bad because it draws inspiration in some way. Maybe not from the average person, but there's someone out there that would find this and just be like, you know what? I don't like this, but there's something that I like. I'm going to use whatever I think it is and make something of it. Like inspiration. Something that can inspire you. But what I'm getting to, I didn't forget. So, why did I go down that deep rabbit hole? It's because honestly, I just rambled, but let's get back to the topic. I was looking at a comment section, and person is talking about, oh, well, the progression in Need for Speed Heat is bad or something else, etc. And it's like, when I was younger, which that wasn't that long ago, but when I was younger, you know, playing the game used to you just did that, You just played the game. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. If it wasn't your cup of tea, it wasn't your cup. If you liked it, you liked it. If you had a phase, you had a phase. I don't know what it is with these people now. People now where it's just like they have to criticize and critique everything. And I guess if you're running on time or something, I guess you want it to be easily digestible or whatever, or you want fast progression, but it's like, look, it's a car game. What'd you expect? Pick a car off the lot and expect it to be really fast? As much as I like my older cars, I'm not delirious. Or I should say, I'm not delusional. I'm fully aware that a classic muscle car, stock, is nothing compared to a little smart car of the 2000s. And that might sound terrible. That is probably bad, or I mean, everything has its ups and downs, though. But it's just like, what happened to just playing the game? It's like now, holy shit, it's gotta be right now. And there's a lot of things where we all want things right now, but it's like, yeesh. A racing game that has progression, or a racing game where you can't just pick it up and pass it in 10 minutes. If that's a problem, I'm just going to say it, that's a you problem. People have terrible patience nowadays. People, I mean, I titled this the way that I titled it, but it's just like people unironically just think that you speak for a little bit or you speak at all. Why is bro yapping? Oh, rambling. Oh, uh, yapping, rambling, whatever dumb shit that they might say. What is he on about? What are they on about? I don't know. There's a lot I would go into or elaborate or give thoughts and ideas, but it doesn't really matter because it doesn't change. You could speak about a lot of things and things just never change. Everyone complains about how this country is going to shit. And what do any of them do about it? What do I do about it? Nothing. And that's the thing. It's called taking accountability. Anyone that may have seen this rant before from me, they already know what I'm going to get into, but it's called taking accountability. I already know that I'm not doing my part in anything. But the fact that everyone else isn't either, and they're considered the grown-ups, they're considered the hard-working people, and etc. Well, what are you doing about it? And then there's also the thing where it's like, sure, even when you do something about it, does it even matter then? Because as much as votes might, and I say might, help or might shift uh, to a better cause or whatever, or might push the needle a little bit, to be real, votes and all that, it's there's no point to it really. I know that's a bad mindset, but some of them just rig the votes anyways. Some of them don't even count the votes, or there's just a lot of things that go with it. Just like there's a lot of people that don't really understand how a lot of things truly work. A lot of people ignorantly talk, and they talk with confidence. And when you look and you understand how things actually work, what are they rambling about? They sit there and they talk confidently, and they have a stern voice. This is how something works. But then you look it up later, they're talking complete horseshit. Like, what the hell? That's freaking weird. Freaking, it's just strange how how confident dumb people are. I guess it takes no brains to be a loyal soldier, or I guess it takes no brains to stand by this and that. But yeesh, would it be so much better if everyone used their brains? But that's all I got. There it is.